At approximately 9:35, I call the meeting of the Human Services Committee to order. Aaron, please call the roll.
Chair Swarzy,
Here.
Member Childress,
Yes.
Member Garcia, here, Member Desart, here, Member Galassi, and Member LaPlante. Here.
You have any public comment?
No public comment.
All right, with regards to some remarks that I'd like to make, I just wanted to let this committee know that myself, Vice Chair Garcia, Mary Keating attended our DuPage Foundation Transformational Grant meeting yesterday to continue discussing our next round of our intermediate, or I'm sorry, not our intermediate, our immediate grant applications. So more information on that coming. So do any members have any comments they'd like to make? Okay, seeing none, take a motion to approve item 24/19/26, the Human Services Committee regular meeting Tuesday, June 18, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve item FIR 11224, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Home Weatherization Assistance Program, state grant for program year 25 in the amount of $426,227.
Second.
Okay, motion by Member Garcia, second by Member Childress. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve FIR 11624, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Department of Human Services Supportive Housing Program grant for program year 25 in the amount of $154,180. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion for FIR 11924, acceptance and appropriation of additional funding for the Illinois Home Weatherization Assistance Program grant for fiscal year 23 with the amount from $1,074,096 to $1,982,773, an increase of $908,677. I heard a motion. Do we get a second?
Yes.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion for 27/19/27, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Carasoft Technology Corporation to provide a survey system to collect and maintain resident satisfaction results post-county services or community services for the period July 10th, 24 through July 9th of 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $26,420. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Roll call.
Oh, that's right.
That's okay. Member Childress,
Yes.
Member Garcia. Aye. Member Desart. Aye. Member Galassi. Member LaPlante. Aye. And Chair Swarzy.
Aye. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'll take a motion to approve item 24/19/28, HSP 0079/823, amendment to resolution HSP 0079/23, issued to Healthy Air Heating and Air Inc. to provide architectural weatherization, labor and materials for the weatherization program for the period October 30th, 23 through November 30th of 24 to increase encumbrance in the amount of $40,000 for a new contract total amount of $305,567, a 15.06% increase. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve HSP 2524, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Keurig Dr. Pepper, the American Bottling Company, for beverages and fountain drinks for the DuPage Care Center and cafes on county campus for the period July 30th of 24 through July 29th of 25 for a contract amount not to exceed $30,600. Any discussion on this? Yes.
Small issue, but what is the brand? Is it Pepsi or Coke? And this
Well,
is Dr. I'm just saying, you
I
know,
know,
there's a
who
survey
owns
came
Dr.
out.
Pepper these days? I'm not sure.
A survey came out that Coke is the #1 product, and Dr. Pepper and Pepsi are tied for #2. So I just, you know.
I'm
just
assuming
thought I'd
if Dr. Pepper's its own brand, then I'm assuming it's a Dr. Pepper. I don't, Janelle, you probably don't know.
You know what, I don't know. So I think in certain places there's different offerings. I think in some of the cans, I've seen Coke, but I can't answer that specifically.
ask. Sure.
Sorry.
I know there's no change.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
All right.
Opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Janelle. I'll take a motion to approve HSP 2624, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Alpha Baking Company to furnish and deliver assorted sliced breads, rolls, and sandwich buns for the DuPage Care Center and cafes on county campus
So moved.
for the period August 5th, 24 through August 4th, 25, for a contract total not to exceed $43,200. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve HSP 2724, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order issued to Medline Industries, Inc. to furnish and deliver various linens for the DuPage Care Center for the period August 10th of 24 through August 9th of 25 for a contract total not to exceed $72,000.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. On to budget transfers, I'll take a motion to approve 24-19-29, a transfer of funds from the software and maintenance account to the software account in the amount of $500 for the purchase of Carasoft survey system for the low income home energy assistance program. Got a motion
Second.
and a second. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve 24-19-30, a transfer of funds from the wireless communication services account in the amount of $4,000 split between two accounts, $1,683 to the software account and $2,317 to the subscription IT arrangements account for the purchase of a new software subscription purchase order for the Senior Services Aging Case Coordinator Unit Grant.
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you. Thank you for not making that motion until was able to spit all that out. That was a tough one.
All in favor?
Oh, all in favor. Thank you.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Thank you. I take a motion to approve 24-19-31, a transfer of funds from the grant services account in the amount of $8,393 split between two accounts, $1,683 to the software account, $6,710 to the subscription IT arrangements account to purchase a new software subscription for community services block grant.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve 24-19-32 Comfort First Insulation. This purchase order is decreasing in the amount of $40,000. This decrease is due to the lack of vendor availability to perform the work as needed for the weatherization program.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I heard two. It is-
Aye.
Thank you, thank you.
Aye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any opposed?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Residency waivers, none. So on to the DuPage Care Center update, Janelle Chadwick.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Morning.
We're in the conference room and there's 6 people who have their offices in here because of the construction going on. We've been here for probably 2.5 months, 3 months. So we'll be excited to get back to our space. They're working on the floor of the lobby area right now. And outside they are welding the canopy. So construction continues to move forward. The demolition is beginning on 3 North. So we're pretty
Thank you for that update. Thank you.
And then we are fastly and furiously pulling together our budget. We have a lot of departments and we meet with each department and go line by line through their budget. And they really strive for a status quo budget. I will remind everyone that we did do a wage adjustment based on the ASME contract last year. And so the Care Center really strives for a break-even budget, meaning our revenues match our expenses. So that is our goal and our target, and so far we're doing okay with that. So I know we'll be presenting to you in August at some time for the Care Center. So the last thing I want to say is thank you to everyone who participated in the golf outing. We've already recognized a greater than $26,000 profit from the golf outing. That's a preliminary number. And that does exceed last year's performance. So thank you to everyone for that.
And it was raining.
And it was rain.
Thank you, Janelle.
Yep.
Any questions?
We
I'm
have
sorry.
no outbreak and no cases.
Thank you. COVID. Okay. Thank you very much. On to Mary Keating, Community Services Update.
Good morning. Just a couple of quick things. Yeah, as Janelle said, I'm working on the community services budget. Just a reminder that when I do the community services budget, it's only those funds that are from the general fund. It doesn't address the 17 other budgets that we have that are grant funded. And so then Janelle and I will be presenting our budgets in August. Typically, the way we do it is I do the first meeting and she does the second. So that would be, my presentation would be on the 6th and hers would be on the 20th. As Chair Swarzy said, we did meet to review the immediate intervention grants with DuPage Community Foundation yesterday. Those awards will be presented at the county board on August 13th. And then I did send an email out to the Human Services Committee. So those of you who didn't get the email, I'm just encouraging everybody to attend the Community Development Commission meeting this morning. We will be reviewing what types of applications we'll be accepting for the 25 and 26 rounds. Those recommendations are based on stakeholder surveys, resident surveys, nonprofit surveys. So we have an obligation is when we do our 5-year consolidated plan, do a lot of community outreach done. And then we need to demonstrate to HUD how our priorities for how we use the funding align with what we heard from the community. So we'll be discussing that at the Community Development Commission this morning. That's all I have.
Any questions for Mary? Remember to start.
Rounds of what?
Oh, CDBG funding, Community Development Block Grant funding for 2025 and 2026, sorry.
Thank you very much. Do we have, before we get up, discuss the food pantry infrastructure second round, or is there any other old business? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to turn this over to Mary Catherine, to talk about the second round update.
I have one for you. We did a handout to summarize the latest numbers and a couple of things of note. The top portion of this just says a walk down, and it shows, we took between the last time we saw you and today, we have gone through and looked at every item. Found a few items, a handful of items that are ineligible. I think that they total, the red list, the adjustment list totals about 295 of that. I think 86% of it's really comprised of Wayne Township. You can see on your list 177.5, and the HCS, which came out. We paid for HCS out of the reserves. Wayne was ineligible. That probably sounds familiar because they also requested in round one basically the same thing. So a number of things came off the top. There is a series of corrections that we did when we went back and reconciled the total ask with the backup documents. We had a large number of people that just seemed to think rounding up was okay. Staff and I continue to be astounded by that, but so that those are relatively small, some of the other ones. I know at one of the last meetings, we did a lot, with the first round, we did a lot with procurements. And I want to thank Valerie. Valerie did a lot this time looking at all of the different procurements. And she, in the end, we decided not to really take any savings on the procurement side of things because the specs for everything were all a little bit different. And we don't really know their business or their operations. And if they need a bigger height or if they need a bigger weight for something, in the end, we decided to defer for them. If they were here on our team, procurement would be like, no, just no battery. You don't really need that. But so there wasn't, with this round, we didn't have any big savings with that. And then the last thing I want to mention that may be a little bit unclear from this list, if you recall, this is the list that was funded in round one. That's why we didn't originally do it. So we got a series of requests. So they got money in round one. Round one dated back in some cases that the purchase orders dated back to like November and December of last year. And when they actually went out and purchased the items, the costs had increased. So with round two, they asked for small amounts for, for their purchase. So you might see like van and it's only a couple $1,000s. Well, they had a cost increase. Again, Valerie is like, that would never happen at the county. We make sure that our BOs are good for a certain amount of time. We purchase it within that time. But, these things happen. It's partly due to our deliberations too. So hopefully that answers most of the questions about this list. Our new number is 356. This is tentatively going to be paid for. I don't know if I want to refer to Nick, but we've been also looking at the ARPA, doing a top-down look at everything that's out there. We're going to be talking about that at the July 9th meeting, about surplus funding with ARPA, and that's how we're going to pay for the 356.
So today, if committee, if you guys concur with the 356 number, we're just looking for, yes, that's good, move forward, we agree with it. And then on July 9th, next Tuesday, there will be kind of it's a two-part, okay, we pulled a lot of our different ARPA projects or ARPA contracts back, anything that is done, we pulled back a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. So you're gonna two pots of money. One is gonna be newly available ARPA money, and another is gonna be ARPA interest. We've gotten even more than what we thought originally. So we have two pots of money to work with. This is going to be, and we're gonna make some recommendations. And not to spoil the surprise, but this is going to be within the ARPA proper. And there's gonna be a little bit more money after that. And then the ARPA interest, we're actually gonna recommend some additional food insecurity money. That will be cash that will basically be set aside. You still have money within the ARPA interest now, but then this committee will have to figure out how to utilize that in the future. But we know that this is a big need in the county, so that we're just trying to figure out how to get some money. There's some other needs being taken care of within the ARPA and ARPA interest, but the biggest need is gonna be this and food insecurity. And so if that first, if you guys are good with this list today, give us direction, that will then transfer to next week for how we would recommend utilizing the funding. And if you're good there, then the following meeting with August will likely have agreements going through for all of these. So that's kind of our timetable.
My first question to this committee is, well, I want to thank Finance for bringing 652,000 worth of infrastructure items down to 356,000. That's amazing. So thank you for your hard work in that. And we talked about this last meeting, but I would like to confirm consensus for Nick that we are on board with approving this 356,000.
Yes.
Everybody,
Consensus.
okay. Good
All
enough.
right,
Okay.
then we will move that number forward next week.
My question to you, Nick, is so after this money, we will have approximately $593,000 left from the ARPA interest that was in this 24 budget. Are we able to use that through 25 if
Yeah.
needed?
The ARPA interest, you are correct on the number, that's the balance after we paid the last round. This doesn't count against it, but after you pay the last round, you have that amount. That will be yours, that is yours.
Doesn't
Whether you
expire.
spend it in 24, 25, 26, and that will be the same. Were you funding the next week, you will get the same funding source as that, so once again, that money is yours.
Okay.
It will be there as long as if you need to spend it quickly, so be it. If you want to space it out, so be it.
Okay, thank you very much.
We'll have to do a little bit of budgeting. Obviously, we'll have to make it available whenever you do it, so it might take a step or two, but it will be there for you.
Member Guston has a question.
Thank you very much. Is there a way to get a list of the organizations that have already received ARPA money?
I mean, like, what are you talking, just
I mean, a list
food
of,
insecurity
like,
or like everything that every
Lyle
organization?
Township, Downers Grove, I mean, obviously.
Through this,
Oh, wait,
through
you're
the
talking
human
food
services.
insecurity or everything
Only
you've
food,
done?
Well, this is only food and equipment,
This,
right?
I mean, if
Most
you're,
of it is equipment and not food. It's mostly equipment.
because we've done, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds
Just
of,
food.
I mean, if you want just
which is
food,
What we're talking
yeah,
about.
we could
right now.
absolutely do that.
Okay, thanks. Just
Yeah.
when
Sure.
we get a minute.
Sure.
Can I just question. So we've done, we've done these infrastructure grants, then we've also done sort of direct cash grants to food pantries. So you want both categories of food assistance, correct?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Any other questions regarding this? Wonderful. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who has participated in making this happen.
And thank
So,
you, Chair, because it was really important for me to get those other people from round one taken care of in round two. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have any new business? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.